Greetings everyone, this is Alt Lexington reporting from American Command playing Ursula, an engineer level 50, and we're about to start a new story arc called The Romulan Mystery. Consisting of 6 episodes. We'll do 1 video per episode, I believe, so it won't get very long like the Wasteland episodes we did. But before we hail for the mission, I realised that during my last video where I was building the new Tier 6 Kalos War battlecruiser, that I didn't show the interior. I don't normally show the interior, but I like this particular interior. So let's visit Starship Bridge. Always takes a moment to load because it's a private instance just for me or anyone I happen to invite, as is with all captain's bridges, just for them. It is the Bortescu Bridge, and it's, in my opinion, the best KDF bridge in the game that you can get for free. I haven't seen the ones you have to pay for. Well, I say free, but you have to buy the ship to get it. But you don't have to buy the bridge as an additional. It comes with the ship. And here we are on the bridge. Look at the size of this thing. For example, we can go upwards to the command chair, so everybody has to look up with respect to their captain's private view screen with a very interesting image of stars on it, and it's definitely not HD. I don't know if that comes across on the video because the video isn't HD, but in the game, even if you're playing at Super HD level, you'll still see static marks on the screen. You'd think they'd make a nice smooth floor for the Klingons would make a nice smooth floor for their ship instead of lots of little edges that you can trip over. I guess health and safety isn't a priority for Klingons, and you can run past all the different stations that are reminiscent of the motion picture's opening scene, and your bridge officers sit at some of them. And you can also go down because it's a triple level bridge, 3 levels to it. And you have some duty officers down here, I suppose. And some targs, leaving their droppings everywhere. But for a bridge of a ship, you've got these massive windows that allow you to look out over the nacelle. It's awesome. Although I can't actually see my pink pattern. And also, I'm in orbit of Cronus. Ah, little sleeping targs. Who's that person hiding there not doing their job? Lasker. She's tending to the targs. And you can look out over the front of the ship as well. I'm actually in the Cronus system, so I'm not exactly sure why I can't see the planet Cronus. I mean, the windows below go underneath the bridge, and you've got a little platform at the front can get a really good view of space, and if I can try just adjust my camera slightly, I can get a good screenshot here. Just adjust it so that's typical of Star Trek Online. Whenever the angles for good screenshots are always either cover your character in shadow or are blocked by something. I suppose they don't want you taking good screenshots. See if I can get one of my captain looking out into space over her ship. Yep, you can go all the way around that side as well. And back up to the second level. That door there doesn't go anywhere, I don't believe. Nope. So it's a pretty good bridge. Especially when you consider the fact that you can jump up onto the beams if you get the angle right, which I just didn't. And Targs wandering around the bridge. Give you a good overall view of it all. A three-layer bridge. And you even have your ready room with your shelves, set trophies. I might as well do that while I'm here. And on that shelf over there, I have no accolades, so I don't have that trophy from the Batlift tournament. There, that shelf's now got a picture of a ship on it, or a model of a ship on it. And so is this one. You can also contact your duty officers, access library files for mission use, and your account bank, which reminds me to put a few things in my account bank. There we go. And I can now get rid of those things I don't need. Has cleared space in my inventory. The reason I came on board my ship, though, was partly to set those trophies, so I'm going to head down, but mostly just to show off the bridge. But I'm going to head down to the crew deck via the turbo lift Excuse me. Huh. That was the pepper on my dinner just now. Wow. So we're on the crew deck now. And the crew lounge, where I can set more trophies. Shelf 1, ships, first ship. Shelf 2, ships, second ship. Shelf 3, ships, third ship. Shelf 4, ships, fourth ship. And the floor trophy. Ah, yes, I do have the Batlip trophy. There it is, on its pedestal. This is the crew lounge, of course. With its huge windows. This is where you drink the blood wine and celebrate your victories. I believe one of these officers, I think this one, has a special duty officer assignment to make some saurian brandy and things like that, make some special items. But let's not go into that right now because we can head to the engineering deck, have a quick look at the engine room. Oh, need to put some oil on that elevator. No, that's not the engine room. That's the transporter room. And that's a dead end. I don't know my way around the interior of the ships very well because I don't often go into them. That's the elevator we just come out of. So this must be the engine room, and yes it is. Look at the size of it. Everything about the Bortesque is big. And they say for every month you work by a reactor like this, you take 5 years off your life because of the radiation. I mean, look at the power conduit rippling with energy. Yes, the Bortesque is a big ship. Wow, graphics glitch made the warp core disappear. I thought someone had beamed it up for a minute. Anyway, the reason I came to the engineering deck is so that I could visit the transporter room. Because for this next mission we're supposed to be in a shuttlecraft. leave the interior now, we should be in a small fighter. With any luck. Yep, there we are. There's our small little Tojo fighter. Toju fighter. You saw me having it decorated during the last video if you watched that. Our fleet emblem can be seen. The cross bat lifts. And since the last video, when I equipped the battle cruiser, I have now equipped the shuttle as well, with a loadout similar to the made up of the battle cruiser's pieces. And as you can see, the power transfer rate is through the roof, but the shields and resists aren't that great, but you wouldn't expect them to be on a shuttle. But good enough for this one mission that we're about to accept. The beginning of the 6th mission story arc called Romulan Mystery. The first episode called The Vault. Your crew finds itself in a tight situation when you are ordered to investigate an energy surge on an abandoned Romulan starbase. Haha, could that energy surge be Phaleron by any chance? Is that where the Phaleron triggers ended up? Anyway, let's hail.
The Romulans researched Borg technology at a base known as the Vault. The Vault was abandoned in the chaos after the destruction of the Romulan homeworld. We sent a group of scout ships into the region a few years later, but they were lost in an ambush by an unknown vessel. Since then, we have been monitoring the region for signs of activity. Long-range sensors have detected energy spikes in the Hakona system, and Klingon intelligence believes that someone is bringing the Vault back online. I want you to find out who. I also want to know if there is any Borg technology or restricted weaponry on that base. Good luck, and good hunting.
Very well. Speak with Vishka for additional information, then go to the shipyard, board a shuttlecraft, and fly to the Hakona system in the Beta Quadrant and infiltrate the Vault. Well, I've already boarded me shuttlecraft. You must use a shuttle or fighter for this mission, such as a Turon class shuttle. Oh, look at the rewards. 10,000 skill points and expertise. Scorpion Hangar Pet. Scorpion Pet Fighters for combat. Not just hangar pets like this stupid thing, which is a copy of the ship I'm in at the moment. And dilithium ore, so we accept that. Exit. Close. I wonder if that will launch. I don't see it anywhere. Launch fighter. No, doesn't launch on any of my ships. It just doesn't work. Maybe it only works in actual sector space. Anyway, go to Chronosphere City. Speak to Fishcat near the Chancellor's Hall. So, ooh, shuttles really can maneuver. Enough with the Omega stuff. I'm done with that. It's only worth doing if you've got a decent mouse and internet connection. Those of us who haven't have to suffer. Beam to first city. I mean, with a decent mouse you can score up to 2000, whereas with my mouse I only get 600 if I'm lucky. So I don't do Omega. Because it takes so long to gather everything to make an Omega tech upgrade that it just isn't worth it. It's too much time and effort for so little reward for me. So back on the first city again, and where is speak to Vishka near the Chancellor's I think. Near the Chancellor's Great Hall. So, where are you, Vishta? You near here somewhere? Could that be her, a Romulan? Talk to Romulan ambassador. Hello, General. Continue. No, that's not Vishna. That simply wants me to go to New Romulus and start my Romulan reputation, but I'm not ready for that yet. I've still got more episodes to play. Am I assuming that Vishka is a woman? Could it be a big gore? No, that's Strass. That's the temporal officer. Ah, there she is. Talk to Vishka. Our long-range sensors have only picked up limited information about this mysterious vault station. Based on our scans, it's a massive starbase. A small ship like a fighter or shuttle could easily slip into the maintenance areas and possibly some of the interior. Since the Romulans excel at cloaking technology, Command has decided that cunning will be more important than strength. Your task will be to infiltrate the station via a shuttle or other small craft, like a harmless globfly. So I've got a choice of responses now. Could this be related to the Romulan attempts to destabilize the Imperial houses? Unlikely. These days, in the Romulan Star Empire, one hand doesn't know what the other is doing. As the Terrans say, if something arises that changes our estimation of this, you will be notified. Continue. Let's try this one. Why not simply attack the station and take what we want? A station of that size would be too dangerous to make a main force attack without a massive investment of ships. And how would we garrison and hold it once captured? It is simply too large to easily starve, notwithstanding the trouble of disarming traps and dealing with captured Romulans and their strange technologies. We have no way of knowing what kind of fleet might be stationed there. Perhaps nothing. Perhaps a main wing of the Star Empire's navy. We need information before we commit to a battle. So, looking before you leap, very un-Klingon like. But then she is an Orion, so she's a little smarter, which I would expect from my own kind. What can I expect at the vault? The station itself is too large to cloak. Our weapons engineers indicate that scans have detected signs of Borg weaponry and failure-on technology. There was also some combat in that areas shortly after the Hobus supernova, but now it has been quiet. So, Borg weaponry from a previous story arc and failure-on triggers from another previous story arc both come together in this Romulan mystery story arc. So 2 story arcs join to form one. Continue. What if I need support? The IKS Azatbur will remain cloaked at the edge of Romulan space and ready for a rapid incursion and pickup if the need should arise. In the event of overwhelming enemy force, of course, we expect you to either make a clever escape or die gloriously. Well, thank you. No more questions. Good hunting, Captain. Remember, you must use a shuttle, fighter or other small craft so that you can explore the vault itself. Head to the shipyard and requisition a small craft. Speak to the shuttle information officer in the shipyard. Take the transporter from the facility. Well, I'm already got a shuttle and I'm already in a shuttle, but I'll do this anyway because they seem to require it for mission progress. Maybe I'll get a third shuttle that I don't have to use. Or maybe something better. Talk to Transporter Chief. Hey, you, beam me up to the station. Now! Or I'll execute you for incompetence. So, beaming to the shipyard. Speak with the shuttle information officer in the shipyard. Shuttle information. I provide information on shuttles and small craft, and if you lose your Dudshud chariot or commander's gig, I will help you. Oh, I never had one of them, I don't think. Of course, sign this authorization form and you may claim your craft. Remember, you may only have one Dudshud chariot at a time. Sign authorization form. Did I get one? No. I was told to report to you. I can provide you with the necessary information on shuttles in general, so feel free to ask whatever you wish. When you are ready to actually claim your shuttle, you will need to speak with a ship and shuttle requisitions officer. You must be in a shuttle or fighter when entering the vault system. Yes, we get the point. I still can't claim that. So it's go to Arcona system. Unless, of course, they let me requisition another shuttle first. So we raiders, captors, small craft, Toran shuttle, Kivra shuttle. No image because it's too damn small. Toran shuttle, Dudshud chariot. So that's what the chariot looks like that I was trying to requisition, but I've already got it. It's the Tink one. And I'm in there's something better at the moment, the Tojo Fighter. So I can get a new shuttle, I just don't want one. Because I've got the best one there is already, so go to Hakona system. Return to ship. Well, that was a run around for nothing. Let's find this system then. Leave Cronus. Take me to warp speed. And here we are in sector space. I hate that, the way your ship runs away from you whenever you press the home key. Anyway, the vault, where is it? In the Hakona system. Off we go. Has it gone? Well, that is odd. Can I transwarp in this? Because I've got the new transwarp ability. So I can. That's not transwarp actually, that's quantum slipstream drive, but measured on the transwarp speed scale. That's why so many people call it transwarp when it's actually not. It's quantum slipstream. Interesting graphics glitch there. Are we there yet? 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 I've only got one officer allowed on the shuttle, and I've given her tactical team 1. So I can have my shields facing the enemy automatically rather than having to constantly hit these buttons up here. Oh, transwarp drive don't last for long. Sorry, quantum slipstream drive, got to get it right. Finally, we're getting there. Stop! Auto navigation a bit over the top there. For more than 30 years, access to this system was restricted to ships with DeVast level security clearance. While those restrictions would have been lifted after the destruction of the Romulan homeworld, more than 47 vessels have been reported lost in the system since 2380. Captains entering the area are advised to remain on tactical alert. In other words, they've sent me on another mission chasing up previous missing missions. It's like, hey, that mission must have been deadly. Let's send Ursula to do it. Hey, we lost a crew on that mission. It must be deadly. Let's send Ursula to do that one now. Maybe we'll lose her as well. So She won't block our promotions during her meteoric rise in the ranks. It's not exactly assassination, but it's not exactly nice thing to do. So, continue with the Vault episode. Enter Hakona system. And it's patching. Oh, just a little patch, that's good. Obviously, this station isn't as abandoned as Intel suspected. Sensors are reading several Riemann ships in the area, and that's just the ones that we can spot. That station is immense. It must have taken an incredible amount of manpower and technology to build it. It's almost the size of a small moon. That's no moon. It's a space station. Continue. Sensors are reading a sophisticated tachyon detection network, as well as several patrolling vessels. Sir, for an abandoned station, this facility certainly has a lot of activity. The Romulans are experts at stealth technology. If we want to approach unseen, we must avoid confrontation and find a way to evade or jam their sensor grid. We must assume that if we engage the ships here, they will notify whoever is left on the station, and it may become difficult to find an entry point. Avoid patrol vessels and evade sensor nets while approaching the vault. Consult with your officers. Continue. So, sneak into the vault. Examine derelict ship. Optional. Examine subspace booster relay. Optional. Examine asteroid near navigational beacon. Optional. We can do one of them or all of them or none of them. But the chances are you get an accolade if you do choose to do them. Well, first of all, there's magnesite ore. Let's got that out of the way. Cool, look, it's bigger than my ship. Looks like the think tank. Right, there's something over here. What is it? Examine asteroid near navigational beacon. Well, hello asteroid. Would you mind turning your head to the right and coughing? Got to examine you. Oh, there it is. That must be the one, because it looks odd. Scan large asteroid. This asteroid is unusually large, and it's clearly been mined by the Romulans, sir. It was probably used for raw construction materials like most of the debris here. This particular asteroid contains pergium, titanium and germanium. It was probably tracked from a nearby system and brought here to construct hull components and power systems. We could probably cut a piece of the asteroid with our weapons for further analysis. What, you mean they dragged it from a nearby system? What, at warp speed? They must have put a warp field all the way around that asteroid. That was must have taken 10 ships to do that. With joining up their warp fields anyway. Continue. So let's cut off a chunk, but make sure the patrols don't see us. And there's one coming in close, but he's not close enough yet. Is that enough? I believe so, yes, because it's the section was completed, so now it's engineering material analysis. Sir, this fragment is full of duranium with a little bit of radiation. It'll cause duranium shadows on scanners which would look like a weapon suite. Yes, that's what Captain Sisko did in that very first episode of Deep Space Nine, to make it look like the station had weapons. No, it wasn't Sisko, it was Kira that did it. Make it look like the station had weapons, when it, in fact, it didn't. And then in the later episode, The Way of the Warrior, when the station actually did have weapons, they thought it was the boy who cried wolf and didn't believe him. Wow, they learnt their lesson. If the Romulans set up their sensor net appropriately, and the Romulans are sticklers for detail, their scans will exclude this kind of stellar debris. If we just give the fragments a little nudge with our tractor beam and follow along behind it, we could slip right through the sensor grid, use a repulsor to push the asteroid fragment, then follow it through the detection grid. That sounds interesting. Here we go. We're supposed to follow this asteroid now. This asteroid fragment. By the looks of things, follow it into the vault. Let's get on up to it nice and close. Oh, it's going fast. Very fast. It's like the Deep Space Nine asteroid in the opening credits. It keeps changing speed. Are we in? Are we in? I think we are. I think we're in the net. So now we've got to enter the vault. Enter station. Excellent. We're flying inside the station, just like Picard did in Star Trek X when he flew inside the Scimitar, the Scorpion fighter. Anyway, picking up some unusual energy readings, we'll need to explore the accessible interior areas and see what we can find. Looks like there's another access conduit across from us. We'll have to think three-dimensionally in here. Sensor readings are also picking up a few scattered life signs. Search the vault interior for unusual readings and inhabitants. So those readings could be either the Borg technology or the failure on triggers, or both. We've got to find a passage deeper in. Should we cloak? For our stealthy approach. Inside a huge space station. Scan bulkhead floors. Whoa! Tractor beam! Shoot it! big station. Scan bulkhead doors again. The doors are a massive set of interior bulkhead doors. They're segmenting the different parts of the base, possibly a safety measure in case something went wrong in one of the central areas. Access appears to be controlled by use of security keys. We can disable it if we can find a code block that matches part of the security key. Scan turret debris. The defense turret was hooked into part of the security network. There's a security code in its subsystem code block 6750. Security key 6750. The security key is on a rotation. Each code block matches a piece of one key. Key in the appropriate code when the rotation matches to it. Trying a code on the wrong rotation will probably invalidate that code, so be careful with the timing. Select the appropriate code block when it matches part of the cycling key. So we've got to watch these numbers until this number comes up, I believe. There we go. Got it! Continue. Open sesame. Well, that was easy. When you hit you've got to wait for the code to turn yellow before you hit it. What is all that? Yeah, a big ship could probably fit in here. Let's avoid that energy arc, whatever it is. Maybe if we go right down to the bottom we can avoid it much easier. Plus I can see some containers to scan. I didn't see them, I just... Microgravity storage crates, most construction supplies, no weapons or unusual energy signatures. Okay. Examine abandoned fighter. Looks like whoever was at this launch bay decided to leave this fighter behind. Scan EPS conduits. There's still power in most of the stations. Some of these conduits are damaged. Keep an eye out for energy discharges. Well, duh. They're right in front of us. At the moment I'm interested in that ore, or whatever it is. Those are the crates we just scanned, right. Now, where is that ore we were just heading for? Or has it gone? I could have swore there was some ore there. And I don't see the fighter that was referred to. But I did see the crates. Well, let's just proceed in deeper. Cloak. Hang on. Turrets. can we get them all in range before we fire? Should have bought fire at will. I guess this is a silly thing to do, to try and take them all out at once without fire at will. Still, fire. We can't get that one unless we just circle around a bit until we can get high enough. There we go. That got it. Oh, now we got to watch out for these, what look like force fields. We're going to time it before we can fly through. And there are gaps, but not everywhere. So if I just give it a burst of full impulse when it disappears, like now, and then stop. Stick your head in the rock, that's a good way to stop. Stick your head in the wall, that'll stop you. That's that one done. Doesn't look like there's any force field on this part. And I think we'll use the same strategy here as well. There are no more turrets. Oh, full impulse. Stop. I think we've gone too far, we'll back it up. Stop. Look around. There's no energy discharges here. And the door is open. So let's go in. Cloak. Let's forget to cloak in here. And what is that up there? It's a Borg sphere. Scan Borg sphere for anomalous energy. And what did he say? I always miss those sliding comments. Because I never think to look at the corner when I'm trying to concentrate on what's in front of me. Let's get up high enough to scan the Borg sphere. And why is it all lit up green? Why am I decloaking to scan? A cloak's not very good if it doesn't let you sneakily scan. The Borg sphere is dormant, like it's been put to sleep. It's not the source of the strange readings that long-range sensors detected, really. Looks like the sphere's hooked into part of the local system's network. We should be able to exit through the other doors now, probably a safety precaution to keep them locked. That doesn't make sense. Continue searching the vault for the anomalous readings. Everything you do knocks you out of cloak in this game. It's as if they regret adding cloak to the game to begin with. Now that last NPC chat didn't make any sense to me. The Borg sphere is hooked into the local systems, Probably a safety precaution to keep the doors locked. Why would it keep the doors locked? I can see enemies on the other side of this door. Maybe I just misread it. Let's have a look at the chat and see. The Borg sphere is dormant. It's like it's been put to sleep. It's not the source of the strange readings that long-range sensor scans detected. Looks like the sphere's hooked into part of the local systems network. We should be able to exit through the other doors now. Probably a safety precaution to keep them locked. What safety precaution? Makes no sense to me. You have to scan the cube in order to get through the door. I think I'm missing something. Still, it doesn't matter. I can still progress the mission. Hey, hello, it's me. Hey, anyone in here? I think I can approach past this first row of barriers because they're not active. Till I get close enough to take out those turrets. Just don't want to get too close to the force fields in front of me. There we go. They say your weapons range is 10 kilometers. It's actually 9.999999999. Okay, those turrets are taken care of. Now we cloak and see if we can find a way through. So let's get closer because these visuals are messing me up. Stop. And get ready for full impulse and a stop. That worked. And it's the same again, I suppose. Now this energy doesn't seem to stop. It must be stop on one of the side ones. Yes, it does. So we go down to the side. Let's not just barge straight through. Let's wait until we get a window, and we're probably lined up for that window. There we go. We're through. Continue searching for the anomalous readings. What's down here? Whoa. This ship is very maneuverable. Well, there's no turrets here by the look of things, or quiet in this area. Too quiet, I would agree. Unusual energy readings from the other side of that pillar, sir. What's in this one? Well, let's go find them. Oh, did we go the wrong way round? Phaleron reactor. Whoa, we found it. We have to get a little bit closer though. Scan reactor, but that will reveal my position. Sir, this is it. This was a weapons lab, an industrial research and fabrication facility where the Romulans built Phaleron weapons. If the Remans have infiltrated this base, they must be trying to secure those weapons.
Ah, so our intruder finally arrives at the heart of the matter. Have you seen all that you came to see, little spy?
Ah, this is Obisek, the one from the one whose son was at Installation 18 on the Wastelands, and he was piloting one of the Nimbus pirate shuttles and escaped before he could become part of Nimbus pirate distress call tool. He got the Phaleron triggers from the Orion Syndicate. Who are you?
Does it really matter? Call me Obisek, if a name is that important to you.
What are you doing here?
That should be obvious. I intend to make use of this station to further my agenda. Your presence, however, is a bit more curious. I expect that you are operating under the shroud of Empress Sela, whether you realize it or not.
I got a choice of responses. I'm not an agent of Empress Sela. I'm here to investigate unusual scanner readings from this station. Neither of us is supposed to be here, I suspect. I'll tell him the truth.
Doubtless you have discovered the source of those readings. Understand that I have little desire to unleash this sort of destruction, but my hand is forced. The Reman people will only be liberated if we are able to make a clear and decisive stand against the Romulans. The technology of this station will allow us to do so.
So the Remans are seizing their opportunity for freedom since the destruction of the Romulan homeworld and the disarray of the Star Empire to the point of the Republic beginning. It's mind-boggling. Choice of responses. The Klingon Empire would welcome the chance to do battle against the Romulans as allies of the Remans. Or the use of Phaleron weapons is deliberately provocative or to other galactic powers. I think we'll do this one because he thanked us before, so
Klingon
nice.
allegiance is to whatever cause or ally that will provide them with battle and conquest. I will not trade the Romulan yoke upon my people for a new one of Klingon design.
Even if you succeed, you must find a way to normalize relations. You will need allies.
I will deal with the future when it arrives. For me, there is no tomorrow until my people are free. However, I respect your commitment to your position. It's a shame we are at cross purposes.
Continue.
I am afraid our time is at an end. My associates have already finished loading the Phaleron weapons that we need, and I have other operations to manage. I think we both know what happens now. May your death be quick and valorous.
So he was just stalling me, so he could load the Phaleron weapons and escape the station before I could seize them. Where is it? There it is. Scorpion fighters. And they cloak. I'm supposed to be escaping. Escaping the logbox. die? Any more want to give their lives? Shoot. That's taken care of them. Now we can find a way through these energy barriers. And I don't think there is one over the first pillars. And the second pillars need timing. So it's this one we go through. Yep. Now we need to find a way through this one. Go through the middle on this one. Just gotta wait for our ship to line up. Then it's full impulse to get through, but let's wait for the next window of opportunity. There we go. Damn!
Ship is under attack. Left shields failing.
Whoa, stop! Now, there we are, cloak. Look at that Mogi heavy warbird and another enemy. Where's that firing from? Over there. I don't think this ship is strong enough to take out a Mogai warbird, but it has to take out that tractor beam door locking mechanism. So it's fire.
Ship is under attack.
Let's have a go. No! Yeah, we're not strong enough. I remember with my Federation character I was able to take out the Mogai in a runabout, or was it a Warbird back then? I think it was. Anyway, we can just pop through the door now. Now that we know we can't take that big thing out. There's a Scorpion fighter down there. Still, not interested in any more combat after dying. Damn, I just went straight through it. But it didn't disrupt my cloak. Normally it's any excuse to disrupt the cloak.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Well, I never made it through that properly, but I don't care. All it did was destroy full impulse. Big whoop. So we go through here now. Enemy. 4 light warbird. Ah, this was what we were able to take out. No, I'm sure it was a big warbird I was able to take out in a runabout once. Got it. There's a shuttle up there. Exit station. Sir, this craft has low odds against a Riemann warship. Clearly we will need to alert the KDF to Obisec's plan. Once we are clear of the station interior, we can send a message by using the derelict Romulan subspace booster satellite. Then we will have a little choice but to keep the ship occupied until reinforcements can arrive. Okay. Reinforcements have arrived and are just past that nebula. We don't have much time. We need to meet with reinforcements and stop that ship. Rendezvous with reinforcements on the other side of the nebula. To stop a ship escaping with the Phaleron weapons. There we are, the Azabura. I guess as we're signaling us, they're going to engage the Riemann ship, but they want us to take care of the fighters and plasma torpedoes. Okay.
Ship is under attack. 4 shields failing. Rear shields failing. Right shields failing.
Can't even get a target on, so how am I supposed to shoot them? It's like they want us to die. a glorious explosion, probably from Phaeron weapons carried aboard the ship. We're going to leave the system under high warp to draw off any reinforcements that might come looking. Suggest you return to Klingon space. Continue. Definitely. Look at me, I'm ablaze. Depart system. You have completed all objectives in this area. Do you want to leave the system? You're damn right I do. A very interesting mission. It's where two storylines converge. Debrief with Vishka. Go to Cronus First City. What, you mean I've got to go all the way home? I can't just hail her? Okay. I won't transwarp, I'll slipstream. Because you never know, with this game, transwarp might break the mission. Azadbur, named after daughter of an emperor that was killed on Captain Kirk's watch. Not Emperor, Chancellor, sorry. Kittimer too. Back on a minute, I thought Kittimer is now in the Delta Quadrant. Oh, it will be in the future. Be in the Kayana system. That's the Kittimer system. And Kittimer 2 is a planet there. I wonder what goes on in that system. Because it reminds me of the Borg PVEs. Anyway. Got to close out this mission. First of 6 missions in the Romulan mystery story arc called The Vault. Flying in space one day in the merry, merry month of Stardate 76541. There's Cronus. Go to Cronus First City. Whee! Beam to First City and mind your piloting. There are space lane laws here. And any violation of law in the Empire is punishable by death. Unless we think death is too good for you, then it's Rurapempe. Come on, load up. There we go. Debrief with Vishka. What, do I debrief Vishka now? Well, my Nicker Elastic's still intact and I'm not going to let her debrief that. She'll need a pair of scissors. So, two Orion women debriefing each other. Hey, how's your briefs? Talk to Vishka. I suppose we should expect that the Romulans would research weapons like Phaeron technology. This division with the Remans, though, could be exploited. I'm sure that Telmac will have me analysing data for the next several days. Drop by again to see what we've uncovered. Continue. A civil war may well be brewing between the Romulans and the Remans, and we could use this as a wedge to break off some parts of the Star Empire, or at the very least to keep them so busy that we can stabilise our borders and commit our forces elsewhere. Between Sela and this new warrior on the scene, Obisek, the Romulans and Remans are pitted in a battle between two charismatic leaders. Still, a conflict of this scope usually isn't the sort planned by raw revolutionaries and partisans. Someone has an eye on the bigger picture, and we need to make sure that there isn't a hidden hand. Qapla', Captain, that will be all. Return to Tamek. And he's right here.
Excellent. We need to learn more about the conflict between Obisek and the Romulans. If Sela is stupid enough to wage war against our own vassals, we might be able to use the conflict to our advantage. You were right, however, to destroy the Thaleron weapons. They are the tools of a coward. I would rather look my enemy in the eye as he dies. Klingon intelligence will be working to decode the list of possible targets you acquired from the base's databanks. The next step is to find out why the Remans want to attack these locations.
And I can accept the award now because the episode is over. I get Scorpion fighters for my hangar bay, and if I haven't got a hangar bay, they might fit in device slots. Continue. Exit. We're not going to accept that next mission yet because that's for the next video.
Intelligence has decoded the list.
As I was saying, that's for the next video. But for right now, I want to beam up to my ship and turn it back into a starship. So let's magically transform this thing back into a starship, shall we? And the only way to do that is to go on board. Hey you, I want my starship back. Give me the keys. Okay, here's the keys. Take them, take them. It's yours. There, you've got it now. Good. Now I'm going to tactical view. Don't bother me again. And there we are. The big ass of the big ass ship. Anyway, that was the first episode of the Romulan mystery story arc called The Vault. The next episode will be in the next video. Mine Enemy. But for right now, let's just see if those fighters can go into a device slot like other things can. Oh, so they can. That is interesting, though I put it in the wrong slot. So the fighters launch Scorpion fighters, targets foe 50 to 50 charges. 50 by 50 charges. Launches 3 level 51 Scorpion fighters, 6 max. Interesting, let's see what happens if we hit the button. But we can't hit it here. We can only do it in combat. Oh, right, I see. It's 50 fighters. You can launch and then it's all consumed. You get 50 fighters to help you in the next few missions. And then once they're gone, they're gone. No, I'll leave them there. No, actually, I'll move them up to there so I can remember to put the battery back on afterwards. The shield batteries. I don't know if I'll actually use them, but they're there nonetheless. Level 51 Scorpion fighters at my disposal. We only got a logbox and a Tetrion common weapons thing for that. And 576 dilithium. And we barely improved mastery at all. In fact, we didn't improve it because we weren't in the ship, we were in the shuttle. And the shuttle doesn't have mastery. Whoops, I forgot to save the... I hit my loadouts and forgot to save the fighters, so I'm going to have to put them back in again. Which means dragging them out of there and putting them in there. Now we save them to the loadouts. There we go. And the fighters don't do anything for your ship stats. Anyway, that was the end of the vault. Hope you enjoyed this mission. Please like and subscribe. We are a KDF fleet called Meraki Revenge and we're looking for new members. We're not very far along, that's why we need new members. I hope you enjoyed watching this, even if it is a low res video. Thank you very much, have a good day and enjoy your gaming. Bye!